Hey my Libra babies, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is having a good evening. I hope you had a good start to your week. This is going to be Libra and Taurus sitting in a tree, Kissing. So somebody wanted to see the reversal, so we're going to do the reversal. I did Taurus and Libra last night. I remember a little bit. I tried to watch some of it, but got caught up doing some other stuff. So that didn't go over too well, but we are going to do our usual. We are going to do 3 for the recent past, 3 for current, 3 for future, and 2 for overall. And of course, at the end, I will let the oracle cards fall where they will. Enhanced reading, 2 decks, and if I remember correctly, I think Taurus was having some problems with some other folks in or around the Libra Taurus situation. I'm feeling we're going to get an answer here from the other side of this. You kind of see where Libra's head is and how they're dealing with this. I think kind of getting some dribs and drabs from last night's energy. I think Libra is doing anything out of hand. I think whoever this is trying to come in and just interrupt the groove, if you will, is jealous. Libra, you are doing your best, but this is one of those times where I think your analytical skills are probably getting in the way of just putting your foot down and just being a total clown about the situation and telling whoever this is they need to cut that shit out. But let's see what the cards have to say. So for your overall energy, on the top end, mental conflict, on the bottom end, destiny. Recent past, third eye chakra, authority, and obstacles and challenges. For your current energy, the truth, your centerpiece and challenge card is movement, choices, and decisions. Yeah, that sounds about right, no? And then sacrifice at the end of current energy. For your future energy, victory and success. Heart chakra, I love. There you go. And financial and material changes. And from this deck, from the bottom, mental conflict is pulling, oh, there it is, the 2 of coins, and destiny is pulling the 3 of wands. So let me stop right here before I go any further and get this out. I'll remember a little bit from last night, but not a lot. But this is making complete sense to me. You cannot, Libra, this is, we talking about your overall energy, with this wishy-washy shit, back and forth. I don't know. Maybe I need to think about it, but I don't know. Is that fair? It's causing you mental conflict. I just off the rip right there. So whoever this is, Libra, if you are having any kind of over here back and forth, stop. Just stop. Because that is not doing anything but creating a problem with your Taurus. This is one of them situations. Let's deal with the destiny first. Everybody, and particularly Taurus, but everybody for the most part, and if you look around you and if you talk to your friends and folks you know, you're going to hear a lot of the same stories. We breaking up, we getting back together, we don't know, want to get married, can't figure it out. It's a lot of that in the air right now. I know we came into this year with a lot of pairings, in particular, the air signs, the earth signs, and some of the fire signs, with that back and forth, in and out, and up and down energy. And so we're back to that point again this time of the year in October, where you're getting some of that kind of jerky motion going on. However, all of this is to get you on the path to your destiny. So just know shit you're doing now, things you're dealing with, people you're dealing with, this is all related to your destiny. And y'all are going to have to learn how to get along. and I think I said this last night, whoever this other person is, it might be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Y'all are going to have to learn how to work together. I have a real strong feeling that this is baby mama, baby daddy type shit, period. For some of you, it might not be baby mama, baby daddy. It might be the grandmama. It might not have anything to do with kids at all, but it's sisters or clumps of people, cousins and them, that's just throwing shit. And however it's resonating with you, whatever group of people or persons it is that you're dealing with, they have some kind of say or some kind of impact on how you live your life for the time being. So it could well be that your mother and you are married now, or you're in a long-term relationship or a committed relationship, and mama just don't like it. And she just causing confusion. Your overall energy, Libra, here is that on the top end, it's really kind of saying the same thing in a different way. On the top end, you are, best way I know how to put it, not just conflicted, but you're trying to keep a lot of balls up in the air too. You're trying to keep, I'm just using this as an example. It might not be the right one, but work with me here. You're trying to keep the baby daddy happy. But then dude over here is like, wait a minute, what about, I thought we were supposed to, and that's energy you don't need to play with. Because when you start trying to appease everybody in the group, that means somebody getting ready to get fucked up really bad and hurt, or you, Libra, are getting ready to get fucked up really bad and hurt. And this is avoidable. So those of you that this is resonating with, I know it's not going to resonate with every Libra, Taurus, Libra combination, but for those of you that this is resonating with, you need to nip some of this shit in the bud. Determine, figure it out how you're going to deal with some shit. Because if you let this go on, and this is just, I had to stop putting the cards down to say this, that's how strong it is. You're going to have to learn how to work together. And if this is a new, different thing for you, welcome to new and different. Taurus is already getting kicked in the ass with new and different. I don't see why Libra should be any exception to the rule, with the exception of Uranus not floating through your sign. It's time for something new and different. It just is. If you've been doing things a certain way, if you've been trying to keep shit separate, if you think about all the time and energy you spend trying to do that shit, it's time for everybody to get on the same page and start working together. Okay, let me put the rest of these cards out. I know y'all like, what the hell? Where'd that come from? So the third eye is pulling the King of Cups. The Authority is pulling the Ten of Wands. Obstacles and Challenges is pulling the Queen of Wands. Current Energy, the Truth, is pulling the Nine of Cups. Your Challenge and Centerpiece card, Movement, Choices, and Decisions, is pulling the Four of Wands. Sacrifice is pulling the Six of Coins. In your future energy, Victory and Success is pulling the Emperor. The Heart Chakra is pulling the Magician. And Financial and Material Changes is pulling the Tower. So, y'all know chakras are the cards. Me using the cards is a new thing. So the Heart Chakra down here, that's the I love. I know that. The third eye chakra. I see. It's about clairvoyance and inner seeing, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness are all associated with this energy center. Found between your eyebrows and just above the bridge of your nose, it works closely with the throat and crown chakras and will assist you with your psychic and intuitive inner guidance. The balance of the third eye chakra is recommended you practice walking meditations, breath work, yoga, tai chi, visualizations, and color therapy. Don't just focus on this one chakra as part of your development. And that it's in between the bridge of your nose and your eyebrows, talking about Libra and balance. Okay, I'm just saying. So At the beginning of, well, I say the middle, not necessarily the beginning, but in the middle, you decided you're going to kick it down a notch, settle down, and do some shit. This doesn't necessarily mean that you got married or you did some other shit. But the King of Cups, and you got faithful. I wrote that up there because in this deck, that's one of many meanings for the King of Cups. King of Cups is long. But at any rate, this is where you started. And just following your intuition. And for most of you, the Taurus-Libra pairing, or Libra-Taurus pairing, as it were, is pretty good. It's not bad. It has brought you some peace and tranquility. I'm just saying. And has kind of gotten you evened out, Libra, if that's possible, for as evenly keeled as most of you are. This relationship has mellowed you out more, if that's possible. And that's a good thing. If you were one of those type of people where you had all that balance, but you were doing too much thinking or whatever, and I'm glad, because I don't see a lot of air energy on the board. I'm thankful for that, Libra, and I know y'all like, wow, we're air sign. No, it's telling me that you're dealing with a lot of different things and a lot of different energy. So that's good. It's not just you all up in your head. There's some passion here. There's some attention to resources and how you're using them, and emotional stuff. And it's not a lot of one or the other. It's a nice combination of things. Your Taurus is here. That's good. But this fire sign, and if it's not a fire sign, it's somebody that's got a lot of fire in their natal chart. They are trying to just create issues. At the middle of your recent past with the Ten of Wands on top of the Authority, you learned how to de-stress. And if that card were reversed, that would be about what it would be saying. But the energy coming back is that in this relationship with your Taurus, you were allowed to just kind of take it down a notch. And I can feel that, with the exception of this little irritating energy that's just kind of popping out. You chilled, and you really did become an authority on just balance all the way around. And if you look at him, he's just balanced all the way around. There's not too much here and not too much there. And that was good for you. That took your stress level down a notch. Of course, there are obstacles and challenges. There may still be some. Some of you may feel like you're trying to chase your Taurus, when in essence you really are being chased. You just haven't figured it out yet. That's okay. But overall, it's a real confident, sexy kind of thing going on. And even though you had some of these, it feels like you guys just kept working through it, and you didn't get too far afield of what you were really trying to achieve. For your current energy, yes, wishes have come true. Let's talk about that. But there's also some truth that needs to be dealt with. And that's where this fire person is coming in. There's some truth. Again, yeah, your wishes, they're there. But there's still some other foundational work that needs to be done, Libra. And I don't know if I'm articulating this correctly. But the truth is out there. So for an example, if you're the Libra and you're the guy, and you laid all of it out there. Yeah, I got a kid. Yeah, she's crazy. Yeah. But you didn't really get into how you dealt with this person. That's the truth of the matter right there. What the end or the outcome that you have a kid by somebody, and that somebody might be half crazy, that's not the issue. How are you dealing with them? That gets to the truth in the heart of the matter. How are you dealing with them? Are you letting them get away with all kind of bullshit? Or have you put your foot down and said, look here, she's the one, you aren't the one anymore, we got a kid, we need to work together. Come on now. And Libra, I promise you, it doesn't feel like this. I don't think this. I don't think you are setting out to make a mess of this. not what's here at all. But I think the intent is someone is trying to get into you and Taurus's little happy bubble and fuck it up. Anger, and like I said, it could be a lot of different little scenarios. It may not be baby mama or baby daddy, but for some of you, if that's resonating, understand that the people involved, and I said people plural, are jealous. So if it's a baby mama we talking about, you know, she got cousins and sisters and them at home talking, how you let him go? And who's he with? Hey, you know. And that energy, I can feel that energy. It's blending in here with the rest of this. So, Libra, you're going to have to, and this is current energy, you're going to have to look at that 20 at the top. Hello, new year. You're going to have to get to the truth of the matter. How are you dealing with it? Are you being too passive and dealing with this person and not setting firm boundaries and letting them, you know, just come off with any old kind of shit, especially if you got kids involved? Get to the truth of whatever it is that's going on, Libra, and deal with that. And not just the end of everything. You got a kid and the person is, you know, whatever they are. That's the end of that. How do you deal with them? How do you interact with them? Are you making it clear that you're in a relationship? And see, those are the little things that maybe, you know, you trying to just go along to get along, for lack of a better phrase. But it's those instances that leave the door wide open for a bunch of bullshit to start. And then when it happens, everybody's like, how'd that happen? I'm just saying. So that brings you to your challenge, your centerpiece card. Movement, choices, and decisions. This is what we're talking about. You're going to have to make some movement, some choices and decisions about what it is you really want to do with your Taurus, Libra Taurus relationship. You have options. How are you going to deal with the people that are involved? Those are the decisions you need to be thinking about. Those will be the choices that you would be making. How are you going to deal with whatever the situation is? And dicking around with it and acting like it don't exist or some other shit, you know, and I'm just looking at the wedding rings and the little red one. That's what's bouncing back at me in the money. You're going to have to bring some truth to this, Libra. Just what I said a minute ago. You're going to have to bring some truth to this. You're going to have to make some choices. There may need to be some movement. And I'm not necessarily talking about somebody picking up and moving house, but there may need to be some movement in so much as you start shifting the energy of the relationship with this other person in a different direction. Maybe if it is an ex, and it really does feel like it's got ex energy to it. If in the past when you've been dealing with this person post breakup, that, you know, it's been okay to, you know, hang out extra and not necessarily having sex, doing any of that, but just, you know, the little buddy thing. That can look very different to a Taurus. That could look like straight up cheating. I'm just saying. But that's where you have to, and it feels like for this relationship with Libra and Taurus, this is a new situation. So while there's a lot of heat here, a lot of fire with the wine cards, there's also some water here. So there's balance. The pentacles are on the board, so the Taurus is being represented. There's balance here, but it's going to have to be communicated, because ultimately you're trying to get here. You're trying to go up another level. Wherever you are with your relationship now, even if you're married, you're still trying to kick it up a notch. And however that resonates with you, retiring early and going hitting the beaches every month, whatever. You're trying to take the relationship up a notch from where you are. Growth. Come on now. But in order to do that, and that's your challenge, you're going to have to set some parameters and boundaries around whatever the situation is. If it is a parent or an in-law, same is true. And I am a child of someone. And you have to put boundaries around your relationship. No, I cannot run to the store for you 5 times a day. I have a job, I got kids, da-da-da-da-da-da. However that's resonating with you. Whatever the situation is, Libra, Your challenge is to start making some different choices, decisions, so your movement can be the movement of the relationship with you and your Taurus can be different. I'm saying it. I know this came up in the other. It's stressful. Now, I said the relationship de-stressed you when you got into it, but the card is out there. The energy is out there. So you want to apply it to another part. Taurus is probably stressed the fuck out. New situation. Yeah, Taurus new, whatever. But now here's the rubber meeting the road. And hello, Libra, what are you doing? And I'm not judging. But again, have you set those boundaries out there like you should? And is there a point where if this is a situation where all parties need to get to the table and sit down and have a conversation, so expectations can just be put out there and people are not just guessing? Right now the feeling is, and from last night's reading, the feeling is Taurus is kind of blindly going through this, dedicated to the Libra, but still kind of blindly going through this, and you don't know Taurus, from Taurus's perspective, they don't know whether to be mad at you or be mad at whoever this is trying to kick up shit, or mad at everybody, because Taurus does not feel like they're being communicated to. Hello. So now we're talking about Taurus. This is Taurus energy right here. These are coins. We're talking about sharing the wealth. What's the sacrifice with that? What is the sacrifice? Because again, I'm going to go, and I don't think I finished the thought. Libra, it feels like before you got with Taurus, if this is an ex, even after you broke up, y'all were still trying to hang out, do a little extra shit. It may have even been a friends with benefits type situation. And whoever this person is may be trying to leverage that against you. I said that right. So, with all this sharing of the fucking wealth, and this is what this other person is feeling, and this is probably more akin to what Taurus is feeling, you just sharing the damn wealth, you need to step back and look at where the sacrifice needs to be. And now you want to get into loyalties. Where are your loyalties? And yeah, this might be that point in the relationship, Libra, where you need to sit down and go, okay, what am I really doing? Is this really, do I really want to continue with my Taurus? People get mad at, why I ask on that mean, nasty question? They're not mean and nasty, they're real. They're real. They're real questions, and too many times we'll let shit like this go. And then I promise you, this time next year, people will be ready to cut each other's throat, slash their tires, fuck up their windshield, do some other shit, because this will just fester. And if we just look at what's on the board, you look at all the fire on the board just simmering. You got enough water here to put it out. I'm just telling you. You need a whole lot of water. You got 2 cup cards here. You got a 9, trying to get that victory and success complete. But now, there's that 20. And going into the new year on the truth. Yeah, we did XYZ before I got with my Taurus, but we can't do that now. And I can see all kind of little funky scenarios playing out. Well, I thought we was friends. No. Bullshit. No. Come on now. And whoever this is, they clearly understand what's at stake here. And I have the feeling if I were just to play the whole scenario out and walk the energy all the way to the end of it, Libra, you wouldn't be happy. Because at the end of this, you feel like you lost something that you really were happy with and content with, and that turned on your little intuition button. It made you just kind of think about things a little differently. You would not like that. I'm just throwing it there, male or female, however that's resonating. You wouldn't like it. But if you continue, like I said, the embers are up here just kind of kicking around. I've not forgotten that the Tower card is down here at the bottom. And so, again, it's got a few meanings. You and Taurus sharing the resources, but to what extent are you throwing Taurus out there? Just like, well, you know, gotta do this, gotta do that, and they need this, and kind of in the energy of not really communicating with your Taurus what you're trying to do. You're just doing shit. Again, sharing the damn wealth, but you know, who else is behind the sacrifice of you sharing the wealth? I'm just saying. Oh, I told her I'd take the kids over the weekend. You didn't tell Taurus. Okay, what's Taurus sacrificing on that? What are you sacrificing on that? You got to have some boundaries. You got to have a foundation to it. You can't just willy-nilly when you're trying to have a real relationship with somebody. You can't let old shit just make you get messy. Future energy. Libra, yeah, I think that's your energy. You may have to, okay, I'm talking about boundaries and foundations. You may have to take whatever this is. For example, if this is a parent who's getting sick or has just been diagnosed with something, you may have to get out there, Libra, and go, okay, and take control of this situation. This is not so much put your finger out the window and feel the wind. This is more about gaining control and steering the ship the way that you want it to go. This is a major card, and the energy is really strong off of it. So it's telling me you really do need to sit down and figure out what direction things need to go. If this is an ex, and there are financial implications here with child support or some other shit, everybody, and I'll say it like we say it back east, everybody need to come to the table and have a meeting of the minds. Because right now, whatever little fire sign is throwing out there, or with a lot of fire in their sign, whatever they're throwing out there, is causing confusion in your primary relationship, Libra. I'm just saying. And they know it. That's the fucked up part. You can be successful. Same thing. You can be successful. Start making some decisions. And now here in the future, you just put it into action. Movement forward. But with a better understanding. Talking about the damn truth. Yeah, you got the relationship, you got the girl or the guy or whatever. But what's the truth? What is the truth? You told the end game, but what's the truth? How are you dealing with it? Heart chakra, talking about what I love. And again, this may be a point, Libra, where you need to sit down and before you try to get here and start running it like this, you might do it. What you doing? What do you want to do? What do you love? What is your heart telling you? And then, you know, and all the energy off of this card. Are you aware of being manipulated? That's what's going on here. Are you going to manipulate? You could. What part of the Magician are you going to try and use? That's major energy. And you can, I'm telling you, you can go either way with this one. But again, get back up here to the sacrifice. What are you going to sacrifice to do that? And that this is in current energy. The energy is here. Once the cards are on the table and the energy is up, the energy can, even though I'm applying it to a certain thing, it can bounce around on other things. If you feel like you're being manipulated, and I don't know, manipulation is not what I always get off of this card, but it's certainly what I'm getting now. You know, are you going to manipulate? Are you being manipulated? I would say, yeah, you are being manipulated. Whoever this is trying to get their foot in the door. And if you're not totally aware of what's going on, you need to do what dude is doing here. Sit down and take some notes and watch. I have a feeling Taurus has been kind of throwing hints your way. Did you see that? Did you hear that? why they do that, and you've kind of just been, again, trying to keep all these damn balls up in the air. And this is where the mental conflict. You've been having headaches because this shit is just boggling you because you don't know how to deal with it. Trying to keep all them damn balls up in the air, and it's creating more tension than what any of it's worth, really. Who do you love? What do you love? Throw it out there. It's never a bad time to make sure what you're doing is coming from an authentic place. If you're just doing some shit just to be doing some shit, now's the time to be looking at why you're just doing some shit. If you're trying to take this to the next level, then, and that's where that comes in. You're going to have a tower moment. And it may not be pretty. It may be some things said that you don't want to hear. But in order to prosper, and people, I know we live in such a compartmentalized society. You know, you can do this over here, it's not going to really affect you over there. And what you do over here, you know, it's okay if you just embezzling a few dollars over here, it's not going to really affect you in the bedroom. Yeah, we don't live like that. Everything that we do affects every other aspect of our life, whether we realize it or not, whether we know it or not, whether we want to understand it or not. That is the real truth. So, it's going to be a tower moment. And I dare say it's because this has gone on too long. It's something that probably should have been nipped in the bud right away, but it wasn't. Again, Libra trying to keep the ball. And I get it. You're trying to keep the peace. You got a decent relationship. Shit's going well. They ain't taking too much out your check. And if this is about other family members, you know, for a minute, everything was cool. Phone wasn't blowing up every day, you know, and shit was on. And then for whatever reason, and I dare say, people are looking at you in Taurus, Libra, and going, damn, the fuck, how come I can't get that shit? Because it shows. Taurus is happy. Outside of all of this shit, Taurus is happy. You're happy. And now you got this little brouhaha going on, and you're trying to figure out how to get to the next level, because that's ultimately, that's your challenge. That's what you're trying to do. But you're trying to bring all of this into balance, which is Libra's specialty. But this, whatever this is, you know, and the link to this card is trying to this reading, the link to this card, to this reading, is that you're trying to please too many people. And I think I said that at the beginning. You're trying to appease everybody. And that's giving you the damn headache. You can't please everybody. You get down here, damn heart chakra. What's your heart telling you? Because I'm pretty sure your heart's telling you, get rid of this dumb shit and let's keep the Taurus thing going. Just saying. All that green, come on. Earth and air. It's coming. If you can avoid just a total meltdown, breakdown, and have some kind of powwow before we get to this, that would be good. This doesn't feel like one of those towers that is inevitable and it's gonna have to happen. You can skim around this one. Now that's not to say you won't have bits and pieces of the tower, because the situation needs to be shook up. Again, talking about the truth. You know, you done told the outcome, but how do you really deal with this? Gonna happen. You can skirt around and mitigate some of the bigger damage that might be done. You see, I don't know. You let the Taurus loose and they find out, you know, somebody's trying to angle in on something. That's not good. That's not a good look ever. I'm just saying, it ain't. And it doesn't have to be a lot of yelling, screaming, and arguing. Tauruses are notorious for turning tail and walking out the room as they fart and sharpen their horns at the same time. As a reminder, we're not always running through the china shop. Some of us just get rank mad and we'll walk away. And I don't think anybody wants to see anybody walk away right now. So again, I'm going to say this. You can skirt around this tower, Libra. There's things you can do, but you're going to have to communicate. This will and is, even now, affecting every aspect of the relationship, how you dealing with your money. Because I don't want to say you're fearful. That's not it. But this is catching you off guard, and because you don't have boundaries in place, you can't. It's kind of like you scared it's gonna just go off the rails at any point, because there's no, it's no set anything for anything. It's just shit happening. Phone calls happening in the middle of the night. All kind of crazy shit. Libra is gonna be on you. I know in the other reading I told Taurus it was gonna be on them to bring some balance back. I remember saying that. So Libra is going to be on you to set some boundaries. So it's kind of the reverse. Taurus is usually pretty good about setting the boundaries, and I would say Libra would be pretty good at bringing balance back, obviously. But that intuitive sense of bringing balance into situations. Here it's reversed. Taurus is going to have to be responsible for bringing the balance. And I believe it's because Taurus is grounded. And so they're going to bring the balance in a different kind of way. And probably in more of a way that needs to happen in this particular situation. You need Taurus's level-headed, grounded feet on the earth to say, okay, this is what we're doing at 6 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, boom. It is what it is. Besides all of that, you have a very good relationship with your Taurus Libra. Obviously, it's not perfect. Probably some things that you and Taurus could do together to work on bonding your relationship a little more. But it seems like you are a good match for each other and that you genuinely like each other. So that's a good thing. Don't let nobody get up in your shit and try and if you left it, if this is about an ex, and it must be, because that's what's sticking in my head. About an ex trying to get back in, they didn't want you. You wouldn't be with the Taurus now if it was all that in a six-pack. Let's just have that conversation. So whatever the ex is trying to do, regardless, whether you broke up with them or they broke up with, doesn't matter. Y'all broke up. If it was all that, everybody would have been where they were before. But evidently something was wrong. And so everybody had a lesson and a blessing, and that's the end of it. I know though, in real time, in the real world, people have a hard time letting go, especially when they find out that you're doing better than what you were doing. I don't mean better financially. I mean just you as the person, happier, smiling, grinning, cheesing, that kind of shit. When you're doing better as a person, people don't like that. Especially if you left their ass. And, even worse, if they left you and thought, you were just going to be sliding around the gutter for the rest of your life. Come on now. So, I think you need to just clarify in your mind, Libra, that this is a relationship you're trying to have. And whatever this other person is holding over the whole situation, the kid, child support, whatever. You need to get it out. You need to get all of it out on the table. Everybody needs to say what they need to say. This is going to happen. You're going to have some shakeup of some sort, but it's good. Once it happens, you clear the air, you can move forward. Everybody can move forward. Let's see what the Oracle cards got to say. Talk shop. Back to basics. All right, dog it. Feed your spirit. Ask your spirit helpers. Make note of it. Everybody need to get to the table and talk shop. It's time. Get them boundaries. Get them set. Whatever it is, this is about kids. You need to talk shop. Everybody, not just one or two people. No, everybody that's involved. If it's parents and parental issues, whatever, everybody that's involved needs to sit down and need to start having a conversation. Fuck it. When all else fails, you need to get back to basics, Libra. Back to basics. We will do this, this, and this. All the extra, trying to keep all them balls up in the air is giving you a headache, causing you all this mental conflict. You need to go back to basics. You need to go right back. We split up. If that's how it is, if that's what's resonating with you, and this is what we were supposed to be doing, you need to get back to the basics. And let me add on, you've got a relationship now. So things are different. So yeah, you need to get back to the basics of whatever it is. If you got a kid and you're doing joint custody, you need to get back to the basics of that. And anybody that still got their head in the clouds about, maybe we get back together, you need to nip that. Get back to them basics. Feed your spirit, Libra. You're busy trying to put all these balls up in the air and keep everybody happy. What are you doing for yourself? And in particular, what are you doing for your heart? Not just the love part, but what are you doing for you? Are you feeding your soul? Are you reading? Are you meditating? Are you listening to other read? What are you doing? What are you doing? Whatever it is, you need to do more of it. And I think if you nourish your spirit, some of this trying to keep the balls in the air will go away, because you won't be feeding some other insecurity you may have. I know I said it, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And so the simple remedy for that is feeding your spirit. Because when you feel like you've got some control over what you believe, I don't care if you go to church, whatever it is, whatever that thing is for you, you need to do it. And let your spirit be fed so you can really come back and add balance to this and help your Taurus. I'm just saying. All this shit going on, people throwing shit up in your way, obstacles and challenges and all that bullshit. Ask your spirit helpers for help. That's what they're there for. I know y'all like, what the hell's a spirit help? Come on now. If that's not working for you, Jesus, Muhammad, whoever, but ask for the help. It's no shame in asking spirits for help. Get down to it, make a note of it. I think that's what I was telling you back here. You need to stand back and see what's going on. If you're not, if you're just busy trying to keep the balls up in the air and keep everybody happy, maybe you need to stand back and take a good look at what's going on and see who's doing the manipulating. You might be surprised, because I don't think you're really thinking whoever this person is, you might be thinking they're being silly, or, they're trying to go too far. It's a little playful shit. No. It's way more serious than that. So take a step back and start making a note of what you see. Who's doing the manipulating, who's doing all the talking, who's trying to run some shit, who can run some shit. Come on now. And start making a note of what you see, how you feel. Libra, I'm going to leave it here. I love you. Taurus cross watchers, I love you too. I hope y'all have a good rest of the week, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.